Hello everyone, do you all know that you can code a tic-tac-toe game in Python? You will be able to play this game against the computer and the end result is super cool. So make sure to stay tuned to the end of this video and follow along with me in typing the code. So far in this series, we have done more simple Python projects, but coding this tic-tac-toe game will take us some time, but we will learn a lot as well. Now before we begin, make sure to subscribe to NPStation and click on the post notifications. But now I'll see you guys all in idle. Hello everyone, so today we are going to be using idle shell to be coding our tic-tac-toe game in Python. So actually this mini project is actually going to be taking us a longer time to do, so I will be splitting this into more parts, so stay tuned on NPStation for that. But actually I thought that I should go ahead and show you guys the output of this project, so like how it's going to look like. So I do have another file open here that has the full code, so I'm going to go ahead and run this and show you how it looks like. So as you see, it asks, do you want to play again? So I'm going to say Y for yes. And then it says, welcome to tic-tac-toe, and it prints the tic-tac-toe board. So we are actually going to be coding that. And it's going to ask you or tell you to please select a position to place an X. So the player, which is us, we're going to be putting in X's on the board, and the computer is going to be playing for O. Okay, so 1 through 9, I'm going to select 5. And it comes in the middle. So now the computer has placed an O right there. I'm going to put it, how about 4? And then the computer has blocked me. And now I have to do 9 to block the computer. So as you can see, I'm literally playing tic-tac-toe with the computer. So if you do beat the computer playing this game, you can show off, to your family and friends that you beat the computer in tic-tac-toe, which they will be impressed. So how about we go ahead and code this tic-tac-toe game? So let's get started. Today we are going to be using idle shell to be coding our tic-tac-toe game in Python. As you can see, I already have many lines of code written out here. So we have our many functions actually. So our first one is insert letter, space is free. We have print board, IsWinner, player move. Let me fix that. Player move, computer move, select random, and our main function. So if you want, you can go ahead and pause this video and type all of these functions down, or you can just type them out as I'm filling them in. Okay, so to type or make a tic-tac-toe game, we will need to create our board. So we're going to put in board is equal to space for X in range of 10. So the reason I'm going to make it 10 instead of 9 is we have our space in between, so it is going to start from 1 through 9, not 0 to 8. Okay, so our next function, or our first function we have here, is our insert letter function. And as you probably can tell from the name of this function, it is going to insert a letter onto the board. So board, and then pause, which stands for position, equals letter. Okay, our next function is space is free. So here, it is going to check if that specific space or position the player has put in is actually free. So there's no other, X or O in that spot already. So we're going to return board pause is equal to, and then a space, just like that. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our print board function. And this one is a little complicated to type, but once we type like our first 3 lines of code, there will just be a lot of copying and pasting. And there will, it's all going to be print functions. So print, we're going to put in a few spaces in our poll. And I'm putting a 3 space gap. Just letting you guys know. And another print function here, which, oops, let me fix that. Space plus, and then board 1 plus another poll here, or And then we're gonna add board, let me take that out. Board 2 plus bool, and then plus board 3. Okay, and go ahead and close the parentheses there. So now we're going to click enter and we are going to print out this first line of code right below here. And our next function, print function, is pretty simple. We just have to print out 11 dashes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And close that. Now go ahead and print out these 4 lines of code, or copy, sorry. Copy and paste it. And instead of 1, 2, 3, we're just going to change the numbers to 4, 5, and 6. And after that, we're going to print out that line of code right here. Right after this. And we're going to print out these 2 lines of code. And we just need to change the numbers again. So 7, 8, 9. Awesome. So that was a little tedious to type, but now we are done with our print board function. So this is all the code we need to actually print our tic-tac-toe game. As you can see, we've added a lot of poles, which are going to be like those lines separating each of the little squares on our board. Okay, so our next function is our IsWinner function. And oops, let me actually fix this. I added board here. It needs to be like that. And BO stands for board, and we have our LE, which stands for letter. There we go. Okay, so here, this is basically going to check if we have a winner based on our current board. So we need to put in our return, and in parentheses, add in BO7 is equal to LE, and BO8 is equal to LE, and BO9 is equal to LE, or add in an or at the end there. And we are going to be printing a lot more of these lines of code, so just copy that, including the or. And I'm going to paste it. Here we're going to change the number to 4, 5, 6. We're going to again print that line. And we're going to change these numbers to 1, 2, and 3. And now we need 1, 4, and 7. And if I am going a little too fast for y'all, please feel free to, pause the video and copy these down so you can catch up. So next is going to be 2, 5, and 8. Again, copy this line. We're almost done. 3, 6, and 6. And I do have another window open here just to check if I'm putting in the right numbers. And if I do mess up on something, I will let you guys know, so you guys will be able to fix that as well. So we have 1, 5, and 9, and our next one, which is our last line, is going to be 3, 5, and 7. Awesome. And we just had to take out that or at the end. Oh, actually, I just noticed, see, already a mistake. Make sure to add a parentheses at the end of each of these lines of code, right before the or. Make sure to do that. Okay, now we are finished with our IsWinner. That should be correct. Again, that was extremely tedious to type, but it was a lot of copy and pasting, which helped a lot. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our main function. So we're going to delete this pass here. And go ahead and print out a statement here. This is going to be our welcome statement. So welcome, I'm going to say welcome to tic-tac-toe. You guys can type in anything you want here. If you want, you can even describe how to play this game. But I'm just going to leave it like this. And we're going to print our board here. So the player will see how the board looks like. And, you know, they will be able to start playing the game. So we're going to put in a while not. And so while not is board full function. Board. And we're going to put if not. So if not, and then is winner, and then board with our O here. So let me just give me a second and I will explain this. So player move. And then we also need our print board function. Okay, so let me just explain what I have written down here. So basically, we are going to print out our welcome statement and we're going to print out our board. And we have our while not is board full. So while the board is not full, and then we have our if not is winner. Oops, let me fix that to board. So right here, we're checking if, our current winner, right? So if our O's win, then in that case, we're going to put in an else here, and we're going to print out a statement to the player saying, sorry, O \S. But change that to uppercase. So O is a 1 this time, and it's going to end that right there. And we're going to put in our break here. So it breaks out of this while not we have up there. Okay, so now we need to do the same thing for our X, for our player. So I'm going to copy those lines of code and paste them down here. So this is checking, if our O's have 1. So what if our player has 1? And since our player is going to be X, change that to X there. And instead of, sorry, O is 1 this time, we're going to change that to X's. Take out that sorry since the player has 1. And I'm just going to add in a good job here, since we're rewarding the player for winning the game. Okay, and if, we have up here while not is board full, but what if the board is full, but none of the computer and the player didn't win, then we need an if statement. Let's go back. So if is board full, so if the board is full, board, then we're just going to print out tie game. Awesome. Okay, so now we're actually done. Oops, let me fix that indentation. Go back here. So now we're done with our main function, and we're going to do one last function in this video. So I'm going to do the player move. As you can see, we have used our isBoardFull function and our player move function. So let's go ahead and fill this one out. And I will, like I said, we'll be doing a last function. This one, player move. In this video, there will be another part 2 to this tic-tac-toe game in Python. So please stay tuned on NPStation and check that out. But let's go ahead and code our player move function. So here we're going to put in while true, while run. Sorry, run equals true, and then while run. We're going to put in move equals input. So this is our input to the player. It is going to say, please select a position to place, and I'm going to put in a \x another backslash, and not there. So please select a position to place an X. Fix that. And I'm going to give that range of numbers the player should type in here. Add in a colon, a space, and close those parentheses. Okay, so once a player, they're supposed to put in their answer right there. We're going to put in move equals int move. And if move is greater than 0, move, greater than 0, and move is less than 10. That is our range and what our number should be. And then we're going to put in if space is free, our space is free function right here. Okay, so to check that spelling, space is free, and then move, run equals false. So how about I explain this? So it is going to, we have our move equals int move, so it's like basically going to check if our player has typed as an integer, as you can see, int. And we have a if statement, basically checking if our move, if the number the player has typed here is greater than 0 and less than 10, that is the range of numbers they should type. And we're checking if that space is free. If not, we're going to run our false. And then we need to put in an insert letter, our insert letter function. And the player is going to be playing as X, so X, comma, move. So this is our letter they're going to be inserting. And then the position, I'm just going to put in move because the player is going to be selecting where they want to go to. So now we need to put in an else statement here, a couple actually. So what if, the position the place has selected is already occupied? Well, then we'll have to print out a function here, or a statement saying, sorry, this space is occupied. Occupied. There we go. And what if maybe, what if the player doesn't even type a number within the range? So if they don't type either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, then we'll print out saying, how about please type a number within the range. Little exclamation mark there. Okay, so now we are actually going to put in an except here. So we need to put in a right there. So here we're going to print out, what if the player doesn't even type a number? It is going to say, please type a number. So if the computer is not able to int the number they've typed here, then we're going to move on to this except, and it's going to print out, please type a number. All right, so actually I think I'm going to end it right here for this part. I don't want to make this video too long for y'all. So let's run through the code we have typed. We have first created our board for our tic-tac-toe board with a range of 1 through 9. We have our insert letter function, which is going to insert a letter into that specific position on the board. We have our space is free function, which is going to check if that space that the player selected is free or not. And we have our print board function with all this code here, which is going to print our tic-tac-toe board. And we have our IsWinner function. Again, these two were, I think, the most tedious ones to type up. But yeah, our IsWinner function is going to check if we have a winner based on our current board that we are playing on. And we have our player move function that we just typed. And we have the computer move select random. Those two functions we'll be doing, for the next part in this video. And we have our main function, which is going to print our welcome to tic-tac-toe. It's going to print out our board, and we're going to be printing out some statements here if the computer has one, which is computer's playing for O, and if our player has one, which we will be X's. And we also have our, if is board full. Let me fix that as well. Fix that spelling there. So it is going to print out tie game if none of the letters have, a line with 3 of them in a straight line. So that is all the code we did. So in our next video, we are actually going to be, let me put in another function here that I skipped. So is board full. We will be doing this in our next video. So there we go. Okay, so please do stay tuned on NPStation for part 2 of tic-tac-toe, the tic-tac-toe game in Python. But that's all for today. Keep reading, keep coding, and stay safe.